I have learned being a traditional business person is that the power of the total addressable community, to think that someone like me would have millions of people following me. When I represented the biggest names in sports, Evander Holyfield, Warren Moon, Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Sabathia, Ramirez, and yet now my following is equal to or bigger than theirs. The impact and influence that I can have because the total addressable community in the digital media space is so extraordinary that I'll go to the far reaches of Bali, Indonesia, to Europe, and there'll be a bellhop that said, "Oh my gosh, Mr. Meltzer, I watch your YouTube videos every day." I want them to say, "Mr. Meltzer, I watch your videos about Napoleon Hill. I watch Grant Cardone, Ed Milet, Tom Bilyeu every single day. Gary Vee, he'll tell you that Think and Grow Rich has had a great impact on his entrepreneurial journey. He has 12 million followers by himself. So for me, I know that we can change the world because I have people that told me every time I read Think and Grow Rich, I make another $1 million. Imagine it's not just the money, as Don said. Imagine your relationships, your faith, and your wisdom. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in what we pay attention to and what we give a defined purpose to. Our intention equals the coinciding of what we want, the coincidences of our lives. And I'm going to end with this. It is no coincidence that the Napoleon Hill Institute was started on January 11th. That's my birthday. But two, it's definitely not a coincidence that it's in Wise, Virginia, because there's no greater wisdom than what you'll find in Wise, Virginia.
I like that. I like that. That's kind of one of those mic drop moments. I like that. I like that. And Don, going back towards you, I'm going to ask the same question. Having an area that has not seen a lot of wealth, especially since the fall of the coal mines, how can this information, once digitized, really change the culture and the landscape, but not just like David said, not just the area, but the world?
Well, we think a lot about poverty in the area, and it's probably cruel, but poverty exists because of ignorance. Simple ignorance. Remove the ignorance, you remove the poverty. It's a matter of education, studying how these other people have done it and learning from them. And that's what it's all about. I mean, if David's on golf courses and what have you, but if he was taking up golf, he probably wouldn't want me to give him instructions. He could afford it. He'd probably get a Tiger Woods or someone. We learn from someone who's demonstrated that they can do it. You know, don't listen to some guy. I've heard people talk about, I was on a cruise and on the north, and I wasn't getting paid. And I was having breakfast, and a guy happened to be a lawyer, and they were talking about investments. And he said, if you've got anything that's went up in value, 20%, you need to sell it and take your profits. I never commented on it, but then I was asked, and I said, well, as nice as I can say, to me, that's stupid. You know, if I got a stock, it's doubled. I mean, you know, you can, and David knows as an investor, you got stocks that, well, if you bought Apple a few years ago when I did Microsoft or some of them, you've made hundreds of thousands of dollars. When you've made a few thousand, why should you sell it and pay Uncle Sam? You don't have to pay Uncle Sam nothing except on the dividends until you up and sell it. You sell it when you want to, not because you can just make a little bit of money. But listen to people that's demonstrated. I read Warren Buffett. When Warren Buffett bought Apple, I said, he must know what he's doing. I bought Apple at the same time. And we have to learn from people. He's no doubt one of the world's best. And that's what we're going to continue doing. And as long as we're alive, we can learn. When we think we know it all, we're in bad trouble. We're in bad trouble. Because every morning we should be thinking of what we can do to do something better, to help someone out. And we can if we use our mind that was given to. I'll quote Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote. He said was, if we only knew what we was capable of, we'd amaze ourselves. And that applies to David, Cleon, and myself is. We're capable of, all of us are capable of doing so much more than what we do, but we can strive to it. We can go to it and always be a little satisfied with the results, said, oh, I can do a little better than that the next time. Never rest and say, well, that's good enough and whatever, because great accomplishments are, comes about by striving to just do a little bit better every day than you did the day before. And we can do it. I said, God would not give us dreams if he had not given us the tools to accomplish those dreams.